Hi, thanks for joining me today. I just wanted to be able to go through a very exciting new development that we've actually got here at SDS that I wanted to share with you and let you know a bit about, really, which is our new 4-day course, which is a certificate in Resource Based Therapies. I've been asked a lot of questions about what the course consists of and how it's different from other courses that we've actually run. I suppose I just really want to take the opportunity really of going through why this is such a valuable course to be involved with, and where I hope you're going to be able to join me on it, really. It strikes me that just so much of the training that we get involved with is basically training which is focusing on deficits in some particular way. It's focusing on the particular problems that our clients have got, where we give them different names, anxiety, depression, low self-esteem, whatever it is, and that we also tend to spend a lot of time in our training as well, looking quite specifically as well at either the way our clients are doing things wrong in terms of approaching their problems. We look, for example, at clients who are denying things, or clients who are motivated to do things, or alternatively what we do is we look at deficit areas in terms of people's skills. We look, for example, at particular skill areas that clients don't have, and where we try and teach them new things. Now, I think that those particular approaches by definition have a lot to offer, but they also have some major shortcomings, and this 4-day course on resource-based therapies takes a radically different view of this and attempts to approach things in a way which I hope you're going to find not just refreshing, but also, in addition to that, are going to give you some specific new ideas which are really important, I think, in terms of moving your clients forward. First of all, let's have a look at some of the problems that exist with some of the traditional ways of actually working with folk, by first of all looking at focusing on their deficits. One of the great difficulties I think that's around with focusing on clients' deficits is the fact that even when we're trying to overcome a particular deficit, because we selectively attend to it so much, because we talk about it in detail, because we measure it, because we give it different names, because of the way we see it functioning, because of our emphasis on that within therapy, one of the great dangers is that both we and our clients get drawn back to the problem, even though that's the actual thing we're trying to overcome. It's not because we want to do that, we don't. We want to help the client move beyond, but all too often we get stuck in a sort of cul-de-sac where we forever go back to look at the problem and forever find ourselves thinking about the problem all the time. Even in situations where we can actually help clients to overcome their problem and where they actually move forward, one of the interesting issues that's often around is how we actually deal with issues of relapse. Now, I've been looking at this issue for a number of years, and it strikes me that one of the key reasons why relapse occurs for a whole range of problems, whether it's anxiety, depression problems, whether it's problems with dependency on substances, whether it's offending behaviour, whatever it actually is, one of the reasons that relapse actually occurs is that even when the client has overcome their problem, they are then faced with a vacuum. And they're faced with a vacuum because the problem has actually taken up such a large part of their life that when the problem is shrunk or diminished or totally got rid of, there's nothing else there to fill it. And although that's not our aim when we start focusing on people's problems, by making that the only focus or the prime focus in the work we do, we end up creating a situation for the client where that occurs. Secondly, when we focus on how clients are going about things the wrong way, or alternatively when clients lack skills or knowledge about how to do something, we end up with a different type of problem when we're trying to work with our client. There are some instances where, for example, we'll work with the client and we will actually find that the client just doesn't agree with us. We're suggesting that they're going about things the wrong way, but actually they have a radically different view of the world, and they just don't agree with us. In other instances, they may well agree that they don't know how to do something and they might wish to actually learn how to do it. But unfortunately, for all sorts of reasons, you and I know that they're unable to do it. They can't put things into practice. They feel they're up against overwhelming obstacles in terms of the practicalities of doing these things that we're trying to work with them on. So there are two very big problems, I think, that are around as a result of being very deficit focused. This course gets rid of that totally. This course totally bypasses those issues. This course actually provides a totally fresh and new way of actually thinking about working with clients. For a start, it's focused exclusively, and I do mean exclusively, on outcomes. It's focusing solely on where the client wishes to get to. It focuses on thriving. It focuses on what it is that the client wants to have as an alternative to the actual problem that they're trying to get to grips with. And I think by focusing on the alternative, what we often get is a way of bypassing a lot of the difficulties that often crop up with a deficit model of actually helping clients. Secondly, and I think this is a really, really important element of the course, this course does not attempt to teach clients new things. I'll just repeat that because I think that that's a very, very important message to get across. This is not about teaching clients new things. This is not about pointing out to clients that the way in which they're currently approaching things is the wrong way and that another way is a better alternative. No, what this course is actually about is about identifying what the client already has and which they can already use, which they then use more frequently and in a more skilled way. So for example, if we look at the question of client motivation, we do not look at obstacles to the client's motivation. What we look at is we discover what is already motivating the client. And I'll repeat that again, what is already motivating the client. And one of the things I'll be doing in the course is opening that up and looking at how we can make that much more effective. Secondly, we're going to be looking as well at particular strategies that the client is already using, that the client doesn't have to learn from scratch, but which the client is already familiar with and which helps them to move towards the results that they want to have. We'll be looking at some particular new ideas within positive psychology which help the client to actually move forward in a way which I think is quite different from the way in which you will have seen in a lot of traditional therapies. So I hope you're going to be involved with this process. We are certainly very excited about it and would love you to be a part of it as well. We'll be coming back to you again shortly with some further ideas on how this course is developing and look forward to speaking to you then. Take care.